Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Rogues in the Batman Universe.net, and today we're taking a look at something so very cool, something I've been waiting for since March. You may know what this is from the box here, some of you. It is Muckle, I'm going to say this wrong, I apologize, MuckleMannequins.com. This is the company that made the life-size Batman versus Superman statues of Batman and Superman, and then took that and shrunk it down, so to speak, for a collector's statue that you could purchase with the Batman vs. Superman movie. The Ultimate Cut. So this is the Amazon exclusive. I believe this might be one of the only places to get it is from Amazon. I just wanted to show you this just because I wonder if they have a store, because it says right here, new release product display before store opens on July 19th, 2016. I think you can see that there. So that's the only other really thing that it is here. It just says, if I can get this in view here, Batman figurines, plural, but there's only one in here. Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. We really don't want to see the outside of this, but you can kind of see what the net weight and the material number and all that stuff is. Made in China. Of course, everything's made in China. So let me cut away to the camera and we'll get the outside of the main box to look at here. This was supposed to arrive on the 19th. As I'm filming this, this is the 20th. Amazon didn't get this out when they were supposed to. Some people did get this on the 19th yesterday, but I had to wait an extra day. But I'm glad to have it. It's worth the wait, and I pre-ordered this right when the pre-order went up. So I literally saw the movie, and 2 days later, I think the pre-order went up for this. So let's cut to the outside of the box. All right, this thing is rather large, at least to film. I'm a good distance away from the table. I can't even reach out to grab it. So I may have to kind of do some of this off camera a little bit or off to the side. This is a rather large box. The only measuring tool I have here at the moment is my Batman vs. Superman Mattel figure, because I was just reviewing the Suicide Squad figure. So you can see we got a 6-inch action figure here. You can see how large this box is. I'd like to think the Batman goes clear to the top, but I think this portion right up here, just above the logo, is where the DVD is sitting, because I have watched somebody unbox one of these. This was basically the back of your DVD, which attaches to the back of the box. I was kind of hoping this was going to be in better condition. Not that I need to keep a piece of cardboard, but this was sticking up. They didn't get this seated down in, so when they folded the box, it kind of folded it over. So just by reading that little orange sticker that we saw on there, I almost get like if they had a store somewhere, maybe you could buy this in a store. To my knowledge, I don't think you can, but you know, maybe someplace like in China or Bangladesh or wherever. So let's move the Mattel figure out of the way, and you can see the side of it here. I remember my good buddy Stu Murray 47 in our chat log, and I think people have been posting pictures of the actual life size. I mean, this would be huge version of the statue of Batman and Superman. One of Stu's friends was at a theater where these actual life-size statues were. Just really pretty cool. So this is the box, the back of the box in different languages. It says this is not a toy for decoration only, in different languages, and has Muckle Vision, Muckle Vision down here at the bottom. So this will be really, really pretty cool to get out of the package here. My first Batman vs. Superman statue, and I was so very excited to get this. And then you can see the Superman logo there. I apologize about the light again. I'm very far away, so I don't think there's any tape here at all. There is a how-to of how to put him together. Basically just plugs down into the base right there. So there is that. styrofoam up at the top, and I was right about the DVD, which is up here. Again, I apologize about the way I'm shooting this. So there's the DVD. We'll get a better look at that in just a second. So you can see the styrofoam here. So what I'll do is turn this upside down. So get that out of the way and put this with the rest of my boxes that I keep for my statues as you're hearing things fall here. I'll get the styrofoam cut here, and then I'll try and get a better shot of it. All right, I've got the styrofoam cut here, just kind of slid it open like a book. So there was the top of it in case anybody wants to see a little styrofoam for the DVD. Again, DVD. We don't care about that, Rob. We look at the statue. So there it is. There is the base right there. And Batman. Wow. Oh, and there's some weight to this thing, too. So very cool. So let me set this back on the tripod. Again, I apologize about this. This is probably going to be really shaky cam. So let's get the base. Let's see what my number is here, if they've got it numbered. Yeah, it's not going to be numbered. I don't think it's going to be like a limited run or anything like that. And I'm beside the camera, so it's really kind of hard to see here. 14 and up. I'm palming this thing really weird. I'll get in better at the base. I'll bring the camera in closer for the close-up here. Alright. Move styrofoam out of the way. That'd be great if I've got this shot. Let me just look at it like this. Let me back this up here. Yeah, that'll work. Bag of chiclets. Anybody want any gum? That's a drying agent. Wow, man. Check that out. Seat down in there. Ta-da! Wow. Amazing. So let me get in just let me get a little bit closer so we can get a better look at it, but man, fantastic. All right, update time. Due to when I originally got this, I believe I was supposed to receive it on the 19th of July, and then I ended up getting it a day later, and I already went into that in the other part of the video. I had taken them out of the box, and I hadn't got around to actually doing the review portion, as we were going to be a little bit busy, and so I kind of put him on the shelf, and I thought, well, I'll get around to reviewing him in the next week or so. And now that it is the 3rd of August at when I'm filming this, Stu Murray 47 had gotten his Superman version of this, and the nose was broke off his Superman. So he emailed Amazon, and Amazon replaced it rather fast. And I got to thinking, well, and I'm not quite remembering, I think I got it on film, but I'm going to show you here just in case, because I haven't edited this together yet. If I just drop him. I have a scratch up here at the top of the head. Now, it is not the world's largest scratch here. Kind of, hopefully, so you can see it. Got to reposition this just a little bit. Tip your head down there. Bat flick. So you can see right here at the top of his head. Now, it's a little bit of a paint scratch in the top of his head. Is it the worst thing in the world? No, it's not. But it's still there. It bothered me. Now, when he's sitting on my shelf, He looks very much like this. His head, you can kind of see, you know, it's right there. He sits rather high on the shelf that I have him on, so I don't see the top of his head much. But it's one of those, this was $126, and like anything, we want it as in pristine condition as we possibly can. So when Stu, and you can kind of see there's some little blemishes here, some other little, you know, markings that I really didn't notice the first time having it out of package. I was like, oh, I'll deal with it. My wife could tell I was disappointed that, you know, it had happened. If it had been a paint smudge or something in the back part of the cape here, I wouldn't have minded it hardly at all, because he's going to be facing forward on my shelf. But that it's right there was bothering me. Even high on my shelf, I was just still like, man, it's a really nice piece, but it's got this mark on it. So with Stu saying he called Amazon back, I thought, well, I wonder if they'll do the same for me. And I've always been a component on my site to say, if you have something wrong, call the manufacturer and you get it back, you know, they'll make it right with you. And Amazon said, sir, the very first words out of their mouth, we are very sorry that you had a problem with your statue. We want to make it right. We are going to mail another one out to you, and we will overnight it to you, basically. So it took 2 days to get here through our Prime membership, and they sent with, I forget the labels here, they sent the packing labels back. So all I have to do is take this out, put this guy in the original box or in this box or whatever, and mail it off, so I don't have to pay anything out of pocket to ship this guy back. So I'm not going to do the full opening of the box. So we've already done that here. So I'm going to pause the camera really quick. And oddly enough now, because I waited to do the review and kind of contemplating what I was going to do with this guy, I'll be able to look at two statues side by side and see which is the better of the two, and see what kind of quality controls issues we run in, if maybe this was just a fluke. So I have seen people have some slight issues. Again, mine was just a little scratch. Which I know at the end of the day somebody could be like, it's a little tiny scratch, you know, a little paint up there would work at it. That'd be fine if this piece was 10 years old and just from moving it around I caused the scratch. But to pull it right out of the box and have an issue with it, that really bothered me with the price point that this is. I really expect it to be 100% perfect coming out of the box. I'm not saying about sculpt and the painting applications, but the way I'm supposed to get it, there should not be any extra scratches. So we'll pause the camera real quick. I'll get the other one out of here, and then we'll take a look at the two side by side. All right, we've got the new one out of package. Now that you kind of saw the side by side of the two, I could do a proper intro to this, and since I forgot to finish it. But wow, the statue alone weighs 3 pounds, 14 ounces, almost 15 ounces. It is very heavy. This will do some serious damage if I drop it on my foot. Probably break a foot. The statue obviously will break. It is 12 inches tall, and it's made out of a poly resin. That's what the literature and the artwork says right there. Approximately 12 inches tall, poly resin. So it's massive in its weight, that I wasn't expecting something this heavy. I thought, oh, okay, I'll get a statue. Much like the Batman Arkham Knight statue, it's probably going to be mostly plastic, and the base might be made of some sturdier material. Not really realizing that I thought, well, there's no way they're going to make it from the same material that the original Muckle Vision was, or the Muckle mannequins, Maquinets, if I'm saying that right. I'm always afraid I'm butchering or mispronouncing things, so there you go. But I thought, you know, it's probably not going to be made of the same material. And I've probably got to say, without knowing what the original one was made out of, the life-size version of it, that I got to guess that they're probably made of the same thing. And the box was really heavy, you know, when I brought it into the house. I noticed the weight of it. I thought, this isn't going to be some light, you know, statue. And again, I thought, well, maybe it's just the base of the statue, just so it can support everything. But wow, just what a really, really cool piece. It's the first BvS statue that I have. I would like to get the DC Collectibles one with the billowing cape that's kind of posable. But this is going to be a great piece in my collection. So what I'm going to do here, since this is the intro piece, I'm going to cut back to when I opened it and had the two side by side. So I'll go through more of the suit detail and everything like that, but I wanted to make sure I captured the weight and the size of this thing. And just to give you a little reference, here is the Mattel figure. So you can see how large it is. Instead it's 12 inches, there's the size of from Batman's boot right there, but this is a rather large piece, and again, very heavy. Worth every penny that I paid for this thing, and it's actually cheaper now on Amazon. I paid $126 for it. It's now at $116, and that's just 2 weeks after it has come out. So if you're on the fence about it, they still have some, and I would recommend it. So let's get back into the other portion of the review. All right, we've got both statues now out. Here is the new statue here on the right. Here is the old on the left. Kinda, sorta. I did have a problem with the base. I couldn't get the new statue's base to line up and seat down inside of its holding. The peg was just a little bit bent. So what I had to do is put the new Batman on the old base and the old Batman on the new base, and they set fine. And I was working with it, trying to get him to seat down in, but I could not, for the life of me, get him to work and sit in as well. It was just a real pain in the butt to do so. So I'm going to go handheld here so we can get a little bit more look at the detail, so I apologize about this. So here's the new Batman. There's the head there. Let me get the little cord out of the way. I apologize. So there's the scratch on the old Batman, and then the cowl of the new Batman. Now the faces of the two, I almost kind of like the new face, the old face just a little bit better. There's that one. Actually, that one's not bad. I think the lips are a little bit. Yeah, the lips are a little bit better, I think, on this one. Just a touch. The light's really kind of messing with it a little bit. Actually, maybe kind of the other way around. Just a little bit. Not too much there. But everything else seems to be really good with the statue. You can see where the base sets in. It's kind of the same on both. It doesn't quite seat down in there flush. It's really pretty close, but I had to switch the bases around. Let's turn the statues around so you can see from behind. Same detailing. Oh wow, look at that. So smudge and paint has run back there a little bit. It wasn't as bad. I think it might have been my sweaty hands. You can kind of see there a little bit. I think my hands were a little sweaty. You can see a little bit of paint blob right there, and you can see a chip out of this side where they painted. So these aren't 100. I mean, I get it with statues and the type of material that they're using. You're going to have little things like that. So I think my hands, it's really hot up in the review room where I'm at. So I think I had wiped my brow. I thought I had this like oily stuff on here. So that's not going to bother me as bad as the scratch on the front, because like I said, he is going to be facing forward on my shelf. Yeah, I'm just looking at where I'm turning him around because I'm wiping my forehead because it's so hot up here. But I am pleased with these statues, and this other one was done really well. It's just the scratch on the head. The lips might be a little bit more defined in color on this one than it is here. And too, I think it just depends on where the light source is hitting. I think the lips look like it goes a little bit longer on this side, and it's cut a little short, but not so bad. I think the 5 o'clock shadow is a little bit better on this one than it is here. Again, under the review lights, it's really kind of washing some of those details out. The eyes look good on both. I was very happy to have this. This is the first Batman vs. Superman statue that I have, and I just couldn't be happy with it. Now that I have one that is in great condition, I couldn't be happier. So I will box this guy up, send him back to Amazon. They paid for the shipping. Yes, it's just a little scratch up here, but it's enough that if it had been in the back of the head, I might have just said, that's okay. I know Stu Murray 47 had a piece fall off of his, and that's bad. The ears on this one, I never pointed it out. The right ear here looks like it's, twisted in a little bit. And it looks like there's a little bit of a divot there on that ear. You can kind of tell right there. The ears on this one are perfect. So I did think, I'm a positive I got a perfect version of this statue. Now, is it 100% Ben Affleck? No, it's not. You know who it's supposed to be. But the sculpting, I think, is done very well with the face, just the size that it is. The bodysuit has got a great amount of detail. The knuckles, the fin parts of the gauntlets and the gold there. The belt has got some wear on it. The bodysuit's got some different shadings in it of just dirt and grime, which is pretty cool. The base has the Batman vs. Superman logo on it. The boots look worn. So, and I love the back of the cape. Did have the dirt detail. You can kind of see at the bottom there. So just a fantastic piece. I would love to get the DC Collectibles version of Batman with the wire cape. I think that'd be really pretty cool. But as far as my first Batman vs. Superman statue, and the big reason also getting it comes with the Blu-ray. Now, of course, I'm obviously sending this back. It's all sealed, so it's not like I can be like, oh, I'll pull out the digital code and I'll have one for myself. I've already opened my version. I've been watching it, so this is going to go right back in the box as well. And then again, there's the instructions. The other thing I commented on, just as a note of like, oh, I wish this wouldn't have come damaged, it is the top of the card that I showed last time, which is perfect. Not that I'm going to do anything with this. It's going to go in the box, but I was like, oh, you see a little bit of tear there. Not that it's big, worrying about a piece of cardboard, but as collectors, we kind of want to get things as close to perfect as possible. So this has been my quick, long review of the Batman vs. Superman statue, and I didn't notice here there are some gold flakes up underneath of the gauntlet here. This is on the old one, and there's none on the new one as well. I didn't even notice these because I really didn't review this figurine the last time, the statue. So very, very happy to have this guy. He's going to go back on my shelf where I had him, and just could not be happier with the replacement. I think it's very, very cool. I know Stu also got Batman himself, so it'll be kind of cool to see his review of Batman and Superman. Of course, Superman would be right here, floating up in the air, looking at Superman, looking at Batman, which is why Batman's looking up in the air towards Superman. But if not, since I don't have Superman, he's just going to be looking standing on my shelf, looking up at the night sky. Final thoughts on this guy. Wow, just a really, really cool piece. Maybe the sculpting in the face could have been a little bit better to really represent what Ben Affleck looked like in the suit, but it is really pretty close. I mean, looking at it, this is the Ben Affleck Batman, so they didn't have all, the little tiny details of Ben Affleck's face, but it's, for the size that it is, they did a really good job. And again, just the weight of this thing, all of the other detail and the bodysuit and the belts and the bat and the gloves and the dirty parts on the back of the cape just make this a really, really cool piece. It'd be really cool to get Superman up next to Batman. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like I said, Stu Murray 47 has both Superman and Batman, so I'm looking forward to his review to see the two side by side. But this is going to be a great piece that I just stare at in my collection. And I'm going to be very gingerly taking this back downstairs. So today we've been taking a look at the Amazon exclusive Muckle mannequins, if I'm saying that right, from mucklevision.com. I'm probably butchering their name, I'm sorry. But looking at the 12-inch poly resin Batman versus Superman Ben Affleck Batman statue. Amazon exclusive. I can't recommend this piece enough. And you get the Blu-ray DVD Ultimate Cut Edition. And I have figured out that Stu got this with the 3D Blu-ray, so it must be a regional thing. As far as us US customers, we only had the standard Blu-ray available, so people in the UK got the 3D Blu-ray with it. So that would have been kind of cool to have too, but this is what I was after. So as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the BatmanUniverse.net signing off, saying we will see you guys next time.